I wanted to send this experience to Reddit now. I was always too busy to do it these past few weeks, but now I've got some free time. Last Easter, I went on the road to visit family for the holiday. My sister had a baby recently, and this was the first major event the kid was going to be a part of. So, I left Chicago and went down towards Fort Wayne, Indiana, aka my parents' place. Around 2 hours after I had left, I decided to stay the night at somewhere instead of being on the road. I didn't want to be like others who had forced themselves to sleep for only 4 hours on these road journeys. So, not long after that, I pulled into a Best Western. Besides the fact that there were only a few buildings beside it, when there was more people in other parts of the town, it didn't seem that bad on the outside. Things got a bit stranger on the inside. There wasn't really a lot of furniture in the lobby. Only 3 wooden rocking chairs, all facing each other, and the circular desk at the center of the room. Everything else was just bare and rough carpeting in a beige color. I walked up to the woman at the desk. She looked to be in her mid-50s. She was wearing a red shirt and appeared to have blonde, dyed hair. "Hello, would you like a room?" she said. "Yes," I said. "You're our first guest in a while." I was reassured about this place being all right, until I looked at the woman's hands. They seemed to be much paler compared to the rest of her arms. The veins were unnaturally visible, with her red blood standing out quite a bit, along with the even brighter red of her nails. "Did you, injure yourself?" I asked with a slight hesitance. "Oh, yeah. Got my hands caught in something bad." "What was it?" "Something bad. Too bad to say." She giggled, as if what she said was not ominous. She eventually gave me a room on the 4th floor, the 3rd room on that floor. It was sort of weird to me at the time that I was placed in that specific room, even though she said there was no other person at the time. The hotel room was also very barren, with only one couch, a very small TV, a dimly lit bathroom, and a bedroom with no real decoration of any kind. Even the bed sheets simply had the color of either white or a nurse's uniform. But I wasn't really going to pass on getting a good sleep because of minor judgments. So I sorted through my luggage to get my PJs. As I plopped my luggage down on the floor, however, I saw something far stranger than anything else yet under my bed. It looked to be a pacifier when I first saw it. When I pulled it out from under the bed, I saw that not only was it much larger than a baby's pacifier, but it also had small syringes in the center of it. And there was a clear tube that led from the back of the pacifier to something else under the bed. I couldn't pull the rest of what was under there out, possibly because it was too heavy. But I didn't see anything on the end of the tube when I shone my light in there. So maybe it went into the floor. Despite all this, I did eventually go to bed, though not for long. At around 2:30 a.m., I got woken up by a noise. I was going to disregard it until I really heard what the noise actually sounded like. It sounded like scratching, specifically like something large was scratching on the wall behind my bed. I could tell by the weight of those hands that they were human. As soon as I was scared enough to want it to end, I could hear a moan from those walls. It was a moan that came from further to the right of the wall. The thing that was apparently scratching on my wall moaned even louder to the point that it began to choke. There was a small clutter that sped from that wall and past my door. I started breathing faster than I ever had. I didn't want to go and see what had made those rancid noises. But if I didn't do something, I would have been a good target. So I slowly inched my way towards the door. I opened the door so fucking slowly so as to not make any noise. I leaned around to the corner of the doorway to see. I saw two men standing in a dimly lit area near the trash chute at the end of the hall rooms. The head of the thing on the left was small and with a rectangular forehead, but the thing on the right had a normal head with a dent on the left side of its skull. I nearly gagged at both the shape of these things' heads and the smell they seemed to make. Then I saw her. The woman at the desk appeared from the other corner. She tossed a garbage bag to the thing on the right, and it caught it. It lurched and hunched over as it dropped the dripping bag into the chute. They both turned back towards her. Be a good womb worm. Farm till it rots. Suck till the blood rots your teeth. Feed you. Feed us. Feed it. Both of the things made a low groan and turned in my direction. I ran back into my room. My nerves were lit up. I knew from the clattering that I had no chance to hide. My hysteria stopped me from defending myself. I ended up just going into my bed and covering myself pathetically. It's over. They're gonna kill me. It's over, was my mantra. I heard them in my bedroom. Since they were much closer now, I could hear them make this other noise. This quiet, nasally breathing through their mouths. I could smell them every time they breathed, like burnt meat. I didn't move a muscle, although I wanted to shiver every time they got remotely close to me. I stood still. And for some reason, I don't care why, it worked. They wandered away after a few minutes. I could hear when I got up that they were searching another room in the hotel. I got my keys. This time, I inched out the door even more slowly and closed it. A squeal came out from the next room. I booked it down the hall and down the stairs. I could hear those things racing on the metal. Their feet pounded on it, like my own heartbeat pounded. I eventually got out into the open. While running out in the parking lot, I didn't hear them. They didn't want to be seen. I raced out of there and into a nearer town motel, wherein I eventually passed out. It was only after I had woken up that morning that I remembered my other stuff. I was eventually able to get it back from the firefighters after the hotel had burnt down. With little to no damage to my own stuff, I probably made myself forget that night. I later looked it up at my parents, and shocker, that wasn't a real Best Western, or at least not when I stayed. When I was traveling back with my parents and I drove past the hotel, I saw something. There was a dark, human-shaped figure standing on a terrace. It looked scarier than the other things I saw that night. It slowly waved up at me. Hands that I could see in that sunlight had bright red nails. I didn't need to sleep.